Namaste students, welcome to this new session of Python. In the last session, we have studied or we have introduced ourselves to object oriented programming using Python. We studied the basic concepts of OOP, what is a class, what is object, uh, how a class wraps up attributes and methods. Attributes are also known as variables and methods are also known as member functions. Uh, in this session, what we are going to learn is what is a class variable and what is an object variable. In fact, in the last example, we have already studied what is an object variable. But yes, we need to clearly understand the difference between the two. So let's get started. Let us try to check the program that we did in the last session. Now, just a moment. Okay. This is a program which demonstrates the use of object variable. Now, as you can see, the variable name is there taken over here, and we are assigning self.name is equal to name. This variable is defined within the member function or the method of the class, and hence in Python it is referred to as an object variable. Suppose if a variable was declared over here before the methods or before the functions, then that variable would have been referred to as a class variable. Now it is important to understand what is the difference between the two and when to use which one. So for this, let us try to start creating a program. Let me close this. Let me try to create a new file, new file, uh, save as. We'll save it as class variable and object variable. I want to overwrite it. Now, as usual, what we do is we start by writing a short description for the program. Program to demonstrate class variable and object variable. As I said in the last session, throughout this study of OOP in Python, we are going to make use of the student class. So let's begin by creating the student class student, and what we do first of all is we take count equals 0. Now why we are taking count equals 0? What we want to do is we want to create a list containing student names, and as the names are added to the list, the counter should be increased. As the names are removed from the list, the counter should be decreased. Now already we have studied list in one of the previous videos. You can always refer to those videos to get details about the list, but just let us try to briefly revise the concept. I am creating an empty list over here. Let us try to check. Yes, it is empty. Now, how to add names to it? So, there are various methods. One of the method is append, and we add one name. So, let's check whether the name is added or not. Yes, it is added. Let me add one more name. Okay, let me check once again. Fine, two names are there. Now what we want to do, when the first name was added, we want the count to be 1. When the second name was added, we want the count to be 2. And if I remove the name, using the remove method, say for example Sachin, then what I want is now only one name is there, so the counter should be 1, and that is what I want. But let's try to check uh, how the class variable and object variable work, and how or which variable we need to consider for the same. So let's try to create some methods. We start with the init method as usual. Sorry. And we take self and name because we want to initialize the object with the name. Now what we do is, when the object is initialized, we give self dot name equals blank list. This is what we had done in the example just before a while. So we initialize the name with an empty list when an object is created, remember. Now as you can see, this variable over here at present is a class variable, and the variable defined over here, this one, it becomes an object variable. But what is the difference? How they work similarly or differently? Let us try to check. So if I want to add the name, then I need to make use of the append method. So self.name.append, and now I can use name. Now what we want to do, once the name is added, even if the object is initialized, the name will be there. So I need to increase the counter variable student.count plus equals 1. That means we are adding 1 to the counter variable. Now let us define one method to add name. Self.name. Now over here, remember, we have already initialized the variable to an empty list, so we don't want to do that once again. We want to just add a name, so we make use of the append method, and again we increase the counter variable by 1. Now again we do one more thing. We add one more method to remove the name, because we want to add the name as well as we want to remove the name, and every time we add or remove, we want to change the value of the counter variable. Remove name. Again, because we want to remove the name parameter will be there. Again, try to observe the two things that I am doing. Self dot name dot remove. Why self? Because it is the object variable, and what I want to remove, name. And what I am going to do, I want to change the value of the class variable. So student dot count minus equals 1. Okay, this is again something that we want to do. Now one method to print the names that are there in the list. So what we want to do, define print names. Here we use s, and no need of any parameters. We print student names comma self dot name, and we print two things now. In fact, let us first try to check one thing. Total names comma student dot count, because student dot count contains the total names. So let us try to check how it works first. Now what I am doing is, first of all, I try to create an object, and when we create an object, definitely we are initializing it. So s is equal to student Yeah, spelling is correct. And what will be there? Say for example, first I'm adding some name ABC. Okay. Now S dot add name, and I'm adding Sachin. Now I'm trying to print S dot print names, and let us try to check whether up till now the things are fine or not. So we execute. Yes, first we initialize the object with ABC, then we added one name. So total two names are there, ABC Sachin, and we are getting the count 2. That is absolutely fine. So now what we do, we go to the next step. But before we go to the next step, let us try to check something. Print S dot uh, names or name. In the sense, can we access the name through the student object? That is what we want to check. And I can just run the program. Of course, formatting is not done. We'll try to do the formatting as well. Yes, the names are coming, and because we have not added the student names tag that we have added inside the method, outside the method, so here we can clearly identify that this is printing through the print statement which is outside the member function. Now let us check one more thing. S dot can I access the count through S? The question mark is there. Yes and maybe no, but because count is coming, so I should be able to access. Yes, it's a class variable, but can I access? So let us try to execute, and yes, I am able to access. However, there are some pros and cons. uh, for the moment I put this in comment. This was just for us to check out what are similarities and differences between class and object variable. Name is object variable, count is class variable. Now what I do is I am taking one more object s1 dot uh, add name, and in fact first I should initialize the object. S1 is equal to student, and I give some name. Okay, I am just creating one more object S1. The object S was already existing. S consisted of two names. S1 consists of Rahul. Now the trick comes over here. Say for example, I give S1 dot print names. Can you think of what will be the possible output? Uh, when we are making S1 dot print name, yes, definitely student names over here definitely should be Rahul. But what will be the total names count? Will it be 1 or will it be 3? So just let us try to check. And there it comes. Now just observe the name of the object. This belongs to which object? Object S. So this total is fine. Now when we are printing the names of S1 object, the name that is appearing is absolutely fine. But yes, total names overall are 3, but in the list it's only 1. That is, within the object it is only 1. So here is the difference between the class variable and an object variable. You can just try to correlate that class variables somewhat behave like a global variable, whereas object variable is somewhat like a local variable within the method or within the member function. So now, say for example, because there is only one name over here, I want the total names as 1. Then what can I do? So let us try to make some changes to this code itself. What I can do over here is, when I am initializing, I can take self dot equals 0, sorry, and self, in fact this I should have written, anyways it is not going to matter a lot. Because before we append, technically we need to write the initialization step, and self dot plus equals 1. That means now dot is our object variable. First I am initializing it to 0, but because one name is appended, so I am increasing the counter by 1. Now every time when we are adding the name or removing the name, that is appending the name or deleting the name, we need to make sure that it affects the object variable as well. So here it will be again plus equals 1, and let me copy this. I should have done it before also. Here it should be minus instead of plus. That is fine. Now here I should make some change. Total names class, and what I do is I copy this again. I want total names of the object before the class. So total names, I write object, and this time instead of student dot count, what I write is self dot tot. That means the total of names within the class. Now let us try to check what the output is like. And now you can see the change. Previously, let us try to start from the bottom part. This student names are belonging to, student name Rahul is belonging to S1 object. The same thing, it should have come as total names for the object should have been 1, for the class should have been 3. And when we use two separate variables, we clearly get the output that is basically a correct indicator of the things that are there. Yes, in the class through the two objects there are 3 names, but when we do the total for the object, then there is only 1 name. So let us again try to revise the things that we have studied over here. The count variable that we have taken over here is a class variable. It almost behaves like a global variable, that is the value keeps remains constant throughout the entire program and can be changed in every function. Whereas the two variables that are defined over here, they are object variables because they are defined within the Python function, and it reflects the behavior of the object. And that is why, if you can see, first we are initializing one object s, then we are initializing another object s1, and when we print the names of s and s1, the things become pretty more clear. Now let us try to remove the comment from this print and uh, try to check what happens. In fact, we do something else. Student dot count. uh, Sorry, here I am not formatting the output. We just try to check the output. The first value should be name, then the second value should be total number of names in the object, and then total number of names in the class. And if I want to check correctly, I should actually be using S1 and not S, because in S both the things are the same. In fact, there will be a difference, but let us try to use S1. So can you observe Rahul 1 and 3? Because in S1 object there is only one name and we can print it directly as well. S1 dot tot and student dot count. Now let us try to check something else. What happens if I write S over here, if I write S over here and S over here as well? Sorry, yeah, now it's fine. We try to run and some error because R should not be there. Yes, ABC, Sachin 2 and 3. That means the total names in the object are 2. The total names in the class are 3. Now, we did not make use of the remove method. So let me do something over here. Again, we put this in hash. What we do is s dot remove, remove name, it is rather ABC. I remove the first name and then we print s dot print names. So let us now try to check the output. In the object S there are two names, ABC and Sachin. From that we are removing one name. So there should be ideally only one name and there should be change in the counter variable also. Total number of names in the object is 1. Total number of names in the class is now actually 2. So yes, you can observe the output. Now Sachin is the single name in the object S. Total names in the object S1 and total names in the class student are 2, because in S1 there is one more name, Rahul. So you have to be little bit careful when you are accessing variables or you are using variables in Python. In most of the other languages, generally they are class variables and their behavior is little bit different, but in Python it is little different, specifically in certain cases. So make sure that you are using the class variable and the object variable carefully. I hope you have understood the concept of class variable and object variable completely. So with this we end this session. Next time we'll try to learn something related to inheritance. Okay, thank you.